Hello and welcome to Joys of Data, data analysis for curious people. In this video I want to look at how to run a simple single-featured linear regression using R or in R using the LM, the linear model function, which is the function that's used to fit linear models. So the data has to be, there has to be a linear relationship in the data. And as you can see, this is the one we're going to make down here. You see there's X and Y, so there are only two columns in the file. The X is the independent variable, the Y is the dependent. So we see there's a linear relationship. As X increases, so does Y. And so there's a linear relationship we see over here. And so the model will work to some degree depending on how good the data is. Okay, well, let's get started. First thing I've done is I've imported this data. It's the population profit data set here, popprof. This is it here. Two columns, population in one and profit in the other. This is population for a city. So there's one, the first instance, the first sort of row or the first row in the data set, the first example is city 1, and that's the profit that a company made in that city of that population size. The second will be our second city of that population size and the profit that the company made, and so on. So when we plot the profit against the population, that's what we get. And I'm not going to go into what is linear regression or how it's used. Well, I'm not going to go into the sort of theory behind it. I'm just going to show you how to do it in R using the LM function. That's all I'm going to do. So first of all, we've imported it. I show in other videos how to import data. I'm not going to go through it here. So let's just make sure it is loaded. Make sure, there we go. Library, readr, that's the file, and then we're using the read table function. Okay, so let's now begin. Let's create our X object. And so X will be data, $, and the X here in this instance, as I said, is the independent variable, which is population. And then Y will be the same, but it'll be profit. So let's now create those two objects that we're going to use. If we had to now plot X, Y, this is exactly what you would see over here. So you can see there's a linear relationship. There are statistical methods of working out how good the linear relationship is, such as the R-squared indicator function. I'm not going to do that now. I'm just showing you how to do it. I have worked out that this data, that we are able to do it already, just showing you how, but you might want to take a look at R-squared, which is a statistical way of working out how linear the relationship is between two variables. Okay, so let's now actually run the linear regression. So single regression, let's just call the variable that. We call the LM function. The two arguments for you to know is formula and then data. So the data is equal to the data because we've created our data object there. The formula, the first is the dependent variable and then the independent variable. So in this case, the dependent one will be Y. And you do a little tiddle, that little squiggly line, which is at the top left of a keyboard normally, and then X. So X here is what we want on the X-axis, and then the Y will be what we want to predict. We run that. That's it. That quick. It's over. So let's take a look at the summary of the single regression. When we take a look at the summary, you'll see over here, we see min, first quartile, medium, third quarter max. We see the coefficient, the estimated, the error, and so forth. So our intercept will be minus 3.89, and then the gradient is 1.19. So if you think of a formula, y is equal to mx plus c. Y is equal to mx plus c. So here we have, that's our x value, y, that's our y, x is our x, m is our gradient, and then c will be the intercept. So C in this case will be negative 3.89, and then the M will be 1.13. So that is the gradient. Let's now just add it on with the AB line, which is a function that allows, and you see there RStudio is showing me some of the arguments there. And so with AB line, we want to put the regression and then the color. Let's make it red. Single regression. Okay, now watch over here when I run that. Here's our line. So that's our y is equal to mx plus e plus line going through the data. And so if I say I have a population of exactly 20,000, I go up to this line, you see there's no data point, so it's unknown. What is the profit? Well, I then go across to here, and that will be an estimation of my profit. And to get the exact number there, I would use this coefficient, this intercept, to plug into y is equal to mx plus c to get the answer. So that's how you use single featured linear regression in R using the LM function. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope that you have a fantastic day. Bye bye for now.